Hey Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. If you've never seen one of my video posts before, I talk about numerology and gematria and how it's coded into what happens in our daily news to sports goers. For many years, as a fan of sports growing up, I played a lot of sports, I watched a lot of sports. As I got older, what I saw on TV looked more and more rigged, something nonsensical about it. And for all of my adult life, I've argued with many adult men about the sincerity of professional sports and how rigged they are. Some people agree that they seem rigged. Other people are diehards, think they are completely not rigged, completely legit. But in paying attention to what I've been paying attention to, I think I am able to finally show some real tangible proof that sports are rigged. And based on this rigging, I can almost predict the future. For example, in this past NFL season, I got very close to predicting the future correctly. I thought that the Colts were going to win the Super Bowl. And of course, they lost in the AFC championship game against the Patriots, and now the game known as Deflategate. And today we got the news, the same day as this game that we're about to talk about, that Tom Brady's been suspended his first 4 games, meaning he'll probably start the 5th game, which is against who else? The Colts. Now, Truth Seeker, I was off on my Colts prediction last year, but I think I was a season ahead. I was seeing what's forecast for the future. I am almost 100% certain the coming Super Bowl for the 2015-16 season is gift wrapped for the Colts. And this year for MLB, I think the World Series might be gift wrapped for the New York Mets, and very possibly they'll be playing against the New York Yankees. This is the 111th World Series. New York equals 111 in simple English gematria. To date, there have been 14 Subway Series. That's a World Series between 2 New York teams. If it happened again, it would be the 15th time in the year 2015. Okay, so today's game, it was May 11th, and the score was 11-5. On the 11th day of the 5th month, CC, C's the third letter, so 3-3, got his first win, Yankees' 33rd game. 21-12 now. Truth Seeker, this is what's significant. May 11th is a lot like 511, which connects to Saturn. In simple English gematria, Saturn sums to 93, the number of Thelema. New York is very much coded with the numbers 39 and 93. So you can see naturally why it might have this connection to 511, another Saturn number, because all of this is connected to Saturn. New York in Pythagorean gematria equals 39, just like Empire for Empire State. The abbreviation NY in simple English gematria, N is 14, Y is 25. Add those together, 39. It was established July 26th, 1788. Notice that 7 plus 26 is 33. But if you add it single digits, 7 plus 2 plus 6 plus 1 plus 7 plus 8 plus 8, it sums to 39. The United Nations there is 39 floors tall. The New York Times has a Pythagorean gematria of 93. One World Trade Center, the new building name, sums to 93. There was the 93 World Trade Center bombing. There was flight 93 of 33 passengers on that day. The World Series that year after 9/11 was Arizona versus New York. They're the only 2 states with gematria of 39. No other. Arizona won in Game 7. Numbers of significance, Truth Seeker. So Yankees, their game today, no doubt a tribute to Saturn in this numerological code. How is this possible? Because the leagues are ran by Zionist Jews who are numerologists, who likely script these performances in the same way performances are scripted for actors. And when you think about it, professional athletes are paid just like actors. There was a boxing match the other weekend. The 2 men made a combined $300 million for 36 minutes of fighting. And what do we know about the number 36, Truth Seeker? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus, I can't type 5, plus 5 plus 6 plus 7, all the way up to 36 equals 666. That's the significance of 36. You add every number up to 36, it adds up to 666. The number of a boxing match. A boxing ring is 96 feet around. The word Freemason equals 96. So does the religion Satanism. We'll get more into that when we talk about the Giants and the Yankees. Okay, so we established that. Meanwhile, the other team in New York's getting all sorts of 33 tributes. If you go on ESPN's website, you'll see this ad right now, advertisement for Wednesday Night Baseball. Rule 33, every fifth day the Dark Knight rises. This is referring to number 33 on the Mets, Matt Harvey, known as the Dark Knight. Notice that the ad is for Wednesday Night Baseball against the Chicago Cubs, the CC 33, a lot like CC Sabathia. Now you see what that name CC is all about. This will be in Citibank Field, 33 Stadium. It used to be Shea, both 33 names. The numerology of the date of Wednesday Night Baseball, May 13th, 2015, is a date with a numerology of 33. Matt Harvey got his first start this year on April 14th, 2015. Another day with 33 numerology. His name is Dark Knight, Dark 16. If you write out 16 and sum it, it sums to 33. Knight sums to 33. They call him the Dark Knight. He wears 33. Interesting note, Subway Series also equals 49. Could the Dark Knight be the future hero of the Subway Series? He sure would be if they beat the Yankees in the World Series. He'd be the what's his name? Bumgarner, the guy for the Giants last year. Likely a guy who benefited the most from the script. Check this out, though, from earlier this season with the Mets. The Mets went 9-3 when they defeated the Marlins, who became 3-9. The winning pitcher was Jacob deGrom, who has a name gematria of 93. His ERA after the game was .93, Truth Seeker. I mean, is that a coincidence? Pretty mind-blowing, isn't it? 9-3, 9.93 ERA, 93 name gematria, opponent goes 3-9. This is just like when the Rangers traded for Keith Yandel. Everything about that was the same, also mind-blowing. So again, this World Series coming up, Truth Seeker, it's the 111th World Series. New York equals 111. To date, there's been 14 Subway Series. The Yankees are 11-3 in those series, 1-1-3. Significant number in this study. Coded into so many professional sports, from Michael Jordan to Kobe Bryant to Doc Rivers to a whole lot more. Here we see it in the Yankees Subway Series record. The Battle of New York. Notice that in their first one, though, they lost to the New York Giants as well as their second one. They lost their first two, even though they're 11-3. The only other time they lost was in 55 to the Brooklyn Dodgers. But notice, the Giants went 5-3 in that series. It was a longer series back then. Why is that significant? It goes back to last year's World Series, Truth Seeker. Last year, the Giants won the World Series on October 29th, 2014, a date with 53 numerology. The coach that won it was Bochy, who has a name gematria of 53. And on that day, they won 3 of the last 5. Notice the numbers 3 and 5, 5 and 3. They won the World Series, Truth Seeker, exactly 66 days after the big earthquake they had that was the worst earthquake since the '89 World Series between the Bay Area teams, Oakland, and San Francisco. San Francisco Giants once in New York. What's interesting about 66 days is that World Series equals 66. So does USGS, which measures the earthquakes and which often codes the number into the earthquakes they report on. If you go back and watch the footage of the earthquake, Truth Seeker, it is number 33 crossing home plate, putting his fist in the air, pumping them in the air, and then the earthquake begins because they were showing the replay on TV from the game the night before. Jose Canseco crosses. Number 39 who gets the base hit on the highlight, Truth Seeker. We were talking about the number 39. You can go look up this highlight and see. 39 gets the hit, 33 crosses home plate, the earthquake starts. The word athletic for Oakland Athletics, athletic is a 33 word. And the fault line that shook Loma is a 14 word. Prieta is a 33 word, which gives it a gematria of 47. The bigger fault line in San Francisco is San Andreas, which sums to 33. And right now there is a movie that's about to come out called San Andreas that's about an earthquake felt through the whole nation. It comes out May 29th, the 149th day of the year, a date with 49 numerology. 5/29/15, 5 plus 29 is 34, plus 15 more is 49. In that preview, the song by the Mamas and the Papas, California Dreamin', is playing in the background, which was recorded 49 years before the trailer came out late last year. And again, we saw how Subway Series equals 49. And if you follow this blog, there's been so much 49 coded that we've been following and trying to figure out where it leads to. Perhaps this is a hint. Back to New York, where the last major 49 event happened, the collapse of the Twin Towers. Twin Towers equals 49. In the preview for San Andreas, what we see below is the Hoover Dam, and everything about the Hoover Dam is coded with 49 as well. It cost $49 million to build at the time. When I start thinking about Arizona, baseball, Giants, it makes me think of Barry Bonds, Truth Seeker, who went to Arizona State University and played a lot of his career for the Giants. Before that, he played in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, where Flight 93 of 33 passengers crashed. The word pirate has a gematria of 33. Barry Bonds was the one everybody loved to hate. Since that, the baton has been passed on to Alex Rodriguez, who now plays for the New York Yankees. Barry Bonds is someone with some interesting gematria, name gematria, life numbers. He's got the numbers. His initials, Barry Lamar Bonds, and his name, Barry Bonds, and gematria make some interesting combinations. I'm not saying Barry Bonds is Satan. I'm saying assholes might have put these numbers on him. Should also be noted that the Church of Satan was established in San Francisco in 1966. It is now headquartered in New York City, in the Hell's Kitchen neighborhood. Recently, Alex Rodriguez, now of the Yankees, tied Willie Mays on May 1st, 5/1. Remember, the word 51 or the number 51 equals conspiracy. Tinfoil hat equals 51. Think about Area 51. Anyway, Barry Bonds and Willie Mays both played 22 seasons. I just did a post on Willie Mays. A lot of significance with him. Notice he was 5'11". Connected to the date of everything going on. That one might be a little bit of a stretch, but the thing is, A-Rod just passed Willie Mays, a loved player. And in light of everything going on in sports with cheating and success, if the Yankees were successful this season, a lot of people would be disappointed in that because, again, they hate Alex Rodriguez. He's the player everybody hates now, just like it was Barry Bonds before. And check this out, Truth Seeker. One more interesting note about this season. The first interleague play between the Yankees and Mets is September 18th, 2015. This date has a numerology of 42. 9 plus 18 is 27, plus 15 more is 42. NYC, N plus Y is 39, plus 3 more is 42. Another NYC tribute. And it's the 111th World Series. New York equals 111. We really could see the 15th Subway Series. Last year's World Series might have been a warning. With regards to last year's World Series, let me show you something, Truth Seeker. Let me show you this story from last year. I'll never forget it. Before the World Series was won. Earlier in the day, we got the story of Paul Kitterman, born March 22nd. He was missing after a Denver Broncos game, and he was found 110 miles from the location, just before the World Series. His age is 53. His name, Gematria, Paul Kitterman, sums to 53. He was found just before the World Series where the Giants won with all these 53 connections. What I'm trying to say is this story in our mainstream media was a total hoax, and it was a tell to people in the know about who was going to win the game. This was a coded message that the Giants were in it to win it for that night. And look at the date he went missing. 10-23. 10 plus 23 is 33, plus 14 is 47. Numbers so often coded. October's the only month with 33 gematria. This stuff's all part of a sick joke. 322, skull and bones. Something else, isn't it, Truth Seeker? Also, last year, what was interesting is the Hoover Dam. When it was being built, the recent bridge, supposedly a man named Sherman Jones fell to his death. What's interesting is that Sherman Jones in his career pitched 110 innings and had 53 strikeouts, and he pitched in the World Series for the Yankees in '61 against the Reds. Also played in his career for the San Francisco Giants. After retiring, became the mayor of Kansas City. And recall that last year's World Series was the Giants versus Kansas City, the name that this Sherman Jones was connected to, and which had stats that synced up perfectly with the World Series. 53 strikeouts, 110 innings pitched for the 110th World Series. Truth Seeker, in that San Andreas movie preview, it shows the Hoover Dam explode. I don't know if it's going to happen in a week or if it's going to happen in 10 years, but I'm telling you, that thing is marked for destruction. It has all the numbers all over it, just like the World Trade Center had once upon a time. The people who are controlling this world are giving clues to what they are foreshadowing. Think about it clearly. The '89 World Series, there was an earthquake when there were two teams playing from the San Francisco Bay Area. This year, we very well could have two teams playing from the New York area. The last area a major tragedy happened in this nation. At least as it was presented. The Church of Satan was started in San Francisco. It's since moved to New York. We'll see what happens. But remember these numbers as the season goes on. I would not be surprised at all if we see a Yankees versus Mets World Series. All right, until next time, Truth Seeker. I always save the best for last. If you've ever wondered why the Major League Baseball game is 162 games, well, you need not look past gematria, you see. Major League Baseball sums to 162 in simple English. That's where M's 13, A's 1, J's 10, O's 15, R's 18, just using the alphabetic order. And in Jewish gematria, the end equals 162. With regards to all that 49 earlier, 49 is the number of Revelation, which is the book about the end times. And while I don't think the end times are near, I do think the end times of what's been going on in this world might be near. So, hope you learned something new. Until next time.